Bittersweet, you might say. A moment decades in the making for a story that we've been following for some time here on ABC News Prime. 43 years after entering a Missouri prison after being convicted in a triple murder that prosecutors now say he did not commit, Kevin Strickland is finally free, exonerated today by a Missouri judge. This is the moment that he thought might never come for the man at the center of one of the longest wrongful conviction cases in U.S. history. And while the record has finally been set straight for Strickland, just in the past week, we've gotten some painful reminders of Americans who went to the grave without any recognition that they were, in fact, innocent. Monday, a judge in Florida posthumously exonerated 4 black men known as the Groveland Four, who were falsely accused of raping a white woman in the Florida town of Groveland in 1949. And last week, nearly 57 years after the assassination of civil rights activist Malcolm X, 2 men convicted in connection with his killing were exonerated. Only one of them is still alive. In a statement, Muhammad Aziz said, "I hope the same system that was responsible for this travesty of justice also takes responsibility for the immeasurable harm that it caused me." Strickland, who is now 62, may share similar sentiments tonight. When he entered prison, he could walk. He now relies on a wheelchair. When we spoke with him in jail earlier this year and asked him what justice might look like, he said, "I don't know. I haven't seen it yet."
I know you.
It's been a long 43-year fight for Kevin Strickland, but tonight he can finally say he's a free man.
Still in disbelief. No, I didn't think this day was going to come.
Today, Missouri Judge James Welsh ordered his immediate release, ending one of the longest wrongful convictions in U.S. history.
I was actually watching a soap opera, and it thing went across the news break or whatever they call them, and I just couldn't believe what I was hearing.
So that's how you learned?
That's how I learned.
The 62-year-old took the stand to testify at the start of an evidentiary hearing, finally getting a chance at freedom, one he's been waiting for decades. Strickland was convicted by an all-white jury in 1979, despite having an alibi and no physical evidence linking him to the crimes. He's remained adamant about his innocence all along.
You fellas pled guilty to this triple murder, is that right?
I know about that.
And I guess I just have to ask, why didn't you plead guilty?
I wasn't about to plead guilty to a crime I had absolutely nothing to do with. Wasn't going to do it.
His case for exoneration largely hung on this crucial piece of evidence.
The most important piece of evidence was a recantation of a witness. She has since died, but she really did a good job documenting her recantation, so we believe it to be a very credible recantation.
Back in May, Jackson County prosecutor Jean Peters Baker announced that her office found Strickland innocent.
So to Mr. Strickland, I am profoundly sorry for the harm that has come to you.
But at the time, Missouri law prevented her from being able to release him or bring his case before a judge. When we spoke with Baker back in June, she did not mince words.
Let's just call it what it is. This is wrong. And everyone that works in this system must find a way to do the right thing now. The right thing is getting Mr. Strickland out.
Strickland's first exoneration hearing was held 2 weeks ago after a new law passed in August allowed Baker to file a petition on his behalf.
Mr. Strickland, you have a lot riding on this hearing, is that right?
The remainder of my life.
Strickland's family, who attended the proceedings, has been anxiously awaiting the decision.
It's been like a heartbreaking for us. Just devastating.
Today, with Thanksgiving just days away, his brother tells the Kansas City Star that he cannot wait to see him, to say, "Welcome home, brother." Strickland will not receive any compensation from Missouri. State law prevents exonerees who cannot prove their innocence through DNA from receiving compensation. When we visited Strickland in jail this summer, we asked him what he would do if this day ever came. So what do you do? How do you start over your life at 62 and no money?
You know, I kind of jokingly talked about that recently with a friend of mine. I guess I get me a cardboard box and get up under the bridge somewhere.
Is that really? That's how you're going to start, you feel?
I mean, what do I have? I mean, if they were to tell me roll out now, they'd take this chair. I had to crawl out the front door. I have nothing.
Under Missouri law, those who have been exonerated do not get compensation. It's another wrong, I believe, in Missouri's system, and one that should be corrected.
And are there efforts underway to correct this?
Well, there are by this office, the one that I'm seated in now, the one that I lead, yes.
But these efforts will not be in time to help Mr. Strickland. Instead, he has to rely on nonprofits and GoFundMe pages like the one the Midwest Innocence Project has created. When we spoke with him in June, he was hopeful he'd see his ailing mother if he got out. It's going to be the first thing you do if and when you get out.
Well, I mean, I hate people to hear a 62-year-old man say this, but I'm a mama's boy, and I got to go see mama. I got to go hold mama's hand, yeah.
But Strickland never got that wish. Procedural hurdles caused his case to be delayed and later dismissed. His mother passed away on August 21st.
It does show just how incredibly difficult this process is. Even when the prosecutor is on your side, it took months and months for Mr. Strickland to come home. And he's still going to come home to a system that will not provide him any compensation for the 43 years that he's lost. That's not justice.
Although Mr. Strickland has had to endure decades in a criminal justice system that has largely failed him, losing his best years, and was denied the chance to freely hug his mother and say goodbye, now free, he gets the chance to finally fulfill one lifelong wish. Any bucket list item that you dream of being able to do?
You know, I've never been on a beach, you know, not even a man-made beach. And I want to go out far in the ocean where you can't see any land, any direction. And not just go out there, but get in that water. I want to feel the power, you know, of God's creation. I want to feel that water.
We hope he gets there. The governor of Missouri had multiple opportunities to pardon Strickland. He refused and said pardoning him would not be a, quote, priority.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.